Hey folks, welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, Terra Classic, and Terra Classic USD, which is the former stablecoin of Terra Luna, which is also known under its trading symbol USTC. So before I get into anything else, folks, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing information, giving you my thoughts and my opinions on that information. So if you guys like these videos that I make, the support links are down below in the description and also the About section of YouTube. Now, currently, looking at Bitcoin first, because Bitcoin can determine most of the cryptocurrency markets, whether it's going up or whether it's going down. And there's still a lot of people getting liquidated on a daily basis, and they're still taking a chance thinking that Bitcoin is going to go on their bull run, and there's a lot of shorts thinking that it's going to come down lower. Now, prophetically speaking, we have seen no less than 16,000. Of course, we could actually go lower than that. And a lot of the technical analysis, anywhere from 10,000 to 16,500. And the other issue that is going on with Bitcoin is the Bitcoin mining. Okay? And there's plenty of articles. I'm just going to bring you one where it just says tough times in Bitcoin mines, pressure from miners set to keep weighing, says analysts. And what's happening is that a lot of Bitcoin miners are taking out loans to cover their cost. It's going to be a really big deal for miners if the price continues to drop, because if it continues to drop, they're going to have to sell off. All right, and there's some major miner companies that have taken out some pretty big loans. This article right here, almost $4 billion in Bitcoin miner loans are coming under stress. Loans backed by mining rigs increasingly underwater amid rout, crypto lenders seen at risk as Bitcoin machine prices fall. All right, so this is a pretty big deal. And a lot of these miners, if the price doesn't change here pretty soon, they're going to have to start selling. And we already know that, liquidations are happening on a daily basis. We know that there are other issues with Celsius and now Voyager. I mean, just so many issues that have come about, all because Bitcoin fell from that 35,000 mark all the way through to the 17,600. And now it's hovering around the 21,000 mark. From everything that I've learned and read, basically, when Bitcoin hit that 28,000 mark, that's when the Bitcoin miners are breaking even. And as the price has dropped, then they begin to lose money, right? And because of soaring electricity costs and everything else. So there is a lot of pressure that is on the Bitcoin miners. So that is something that we could be seeing happening, plus anything else that could come out of the blue, right? There could be another company that's exposed, another cryptocurrency that's going to crash. People talk about Tether crashing. I don't think it's going to crash. But we already know there's this big battle between the USDC and USDT, right, going on to be the number one stablecoin. And I think that might have to do with what's coming with the United States central bank digital coin. But that is for another video. So we have Terra Classic. It's currently sitting at 409028. It actually hovered around 4055004 for a period of time, and has jumped up almost 100% within the last week or so. And we know what's going to happen with this Terra Classic. Now, there's many different prophetic words about this, and I'm going to go over some of them before I get into USTC. All right, so we've had a lot of different prophetic words concerning Terra Luna. Anywhere from, above a penny all the way up to $124, as you can see here. Prophet Rick had 47 cents. We have some high and low targets by Christopher Harris. Rosalind Solomon, one of her first prophecies, that it will go to $1. And Prophet Solomon, her most recent one.
Short. The Lord told me that Terra Luna was going to go to $100. The classic. He said first it was going to hit 25, then 50, then 100. And he gave me this scripture, 2 Kings chapter 3, verses 10 to 11. How the Israelites and Judah and them battled with the 3 kings, and they won, and they seized, and they took the land. And we have been going through a serious battle when it comes to cryptos and stocks and investments. We have been going through a serious battle. So God said the battle is won, and we're about to see the manifestations of it. I mean, there's still tug of war there, so things may fluctuate. but we're about to see the battle. He said 25, then 50, then 100. He said when it hit 50, a lot of people would sell out and it would go lower and people would rebuy and it would go to 100. Luna Classic, the one that they call Lunic. I didn't even know they call it Lunic.
Okay, so you heard that prophetic word. And so how does that change your view on how you invest? Right now, for me, I've held back just a little bit over 1 million Luna Classic just to hold on to and not do anything with it all whatsoever. And then I have a whole bunch that I'm going to be doing my best to try to swing trade. So regardless of what happens with the rest of my Luna, I've held back just 1 million for that time period when it does reach that 50 to over $100 mark. And I think we even have some other prophetic words up to 124. And then we also have Drew Wyatt. Many of you should already be subscribed to these people that I'm showing you so you guys don't miss out on anything, because I'm not always going to talk about every single prophecy, and there's a reason for that. All right? And, you know, the enemy listens to everything that we're doing. So Drew Wyatt, he had back on June the 1st. That was 27 days ago, and I'm just now talking about this. But it's been in my Terra Luna Classic prophecy document, which, you know, where I put where I think is the most important prophetic words. All right, so this is what he saw, and I'm just going to briefly go over it. And he saw Luna go up to 10 cents, and then it crashed down to 0. Then it went back up to 10 cents, and then it crashed again, and then it went back up to 10 cents. So that's 3 times he saw it go to 10 cents. All right, so that is basically the opportunity to swing trade most of your Luna Classic when it does reach that point. Now, there are pricing points that show above 10 cents, and you have to keep in mind that there are different trading platforms. And even right now, there are some platforms that are showing Luna a little bit higher than others, right? So there's going to be some discrepancy just because of everything that's going on with the fluctuations and everything else. Now, one of the important things that's happening right now with Luna, the whole Terra Luna Classic project, is the burn mechanisms that they're going to be putting in to these trading platforms, right? They're working on it right now, right? And that's basically all you need to know, and wait until they start announcing that they're going to be implementing these. Christopher Harris had the dream where he saw Kucoin make a Twitter post about it. So when you see that, you know things are going to take off. One of the other things that's always making me cautious is what's going on with Bitcoin, and waiting for that final bottom to come before we go on this short bull run. Even though you see the price at 4 zeros, 9106, very easily, if Bitcoin was to drop down to 16,500, that's where I'm looking to see it go to. This could easily cut in half, you know, or even go lower than that, right? And that's for any of the coins that you're invested in. So this is the reason why we take it day by day, all right, and prophecy by prophecy. And we look at the technical analysis of what's going on within the cryptocurrency markets, right, and try to put everything together. For the whole month of May and a lot of June, that's when everybody should have been buying all their Terra Luna, right? But we do have some very low points, low pricing targets by Christopher Harris. Now, whether or not if we see those anytime soon, if we get the next drop in Bitcoin, we might see some of these low target prices. Right? But remember, folks, we're only several days away from July. And at some point, what I look forward to, which it's a possibility that we could see Bitcoin actually go to 0 in a flash crash in the month of July. So that's when we might be able to see these low pricing points. But in the meantime, right, we're going to do our best to try to make as much money off of Terra Luna Classic as much as possible, and USTC, and that is Terra Classic USD, under the trading of USTC. Now, I didn't get a chance to swing trade this morning because I was busy working on videos and did not even realize that it actually had reached as high as it did. And it actually reached on Kucoin just over 5 cents. So it's dropped a penny, and that's absolutely insane. And on about 4 days ago, which was on the 24th, I did post about USTC about to be restored. And I had posted when the price was at 0.00952. And all the rumors about Binance trying to help out Terra Luna Classic and USTC, Terra Classic USD. All right, and I thought it was a high risk, But there's just so much momentum right now within the lunatic community that it's just pushing these coins up. And that's one of the biggest things that we're looking for, is these burn mechanisms. And that's also going to be implemented in all this, which is going to push these coins up. Now, I don't know how that relates, the burn mechanism relates to USTC. And so I put out that alert on the Patreon. If you can see, like over the last 4 days, it's gone up about $0.0133 a day. And so if this continues on for the next month or so, who knows how much more it will jump up. And so I said, you know what, if this happens, if they restore Terra Classic USD to its peg, well, it's pretty simple. I bought a whole bunch, just under a penny, and if it restores to $1, I'm going to make this amount of money. And so it's a risk, but it's a risk that I was willing to take because I believe in what they are trying to do with the project right now, because the CEO, Do Kwon, is no longer involved with these projects. So these are other dedicated people that are involved in this project, and they really deeply care about this project, and they're doing everything they can to bring this project really back to life and back to where it was before, right? So that's why when we take a look at Terra Classic being over $100, well, that's where it was just a few months ago, right? So we know that it's going to happen, and it's just a matter of time before it does. So I'm not telling you to invest in Terra Classic or USTC. That is completely up to you. You know, you can invest today and Bitcoin can drop to 16,500 and bring the entire crypto market down with it, you know, before we see the next bull run, right? So everything is a risk. From what I understand, they are testing the burn mechanisms, right? So it's just going to be a matter of time before the first platform decides to post out on Twitter, which will probably be Kucoin, to say that they're going to implement this burn program. And when that happens, you're probably going to see Terra Classic explode. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, so you're going to see a lot of fluctuation. It could explode to 1 penny and then drop back and, you know, add a couple more zeros. If you still don't know where you can buy Luna C, well, there's still a few trading platforms: Kucoin, Kraken, Hubaya Global, I think FTX, but I'm not too for sure. Binance, MEXC, and it looks like crypto.com. So most of those links are down below in the description. If you haven't signed up for any of those platforms, if you already have those platforms, you can go ahead and add this. But I'm not telling you to buy it right now. That should have been done over a month ago when all the prophetic words came out and we were all pouring our money into Terra Classic. Now, when it comes to Terra Classic USD, I don't think as many exchanges are running it. All right, but I know Kucoin is. Looks like Hubaya Global. Looks like FTX, and I'm not too for sure about that, and Binance and Kraken. And hopefully we'll get this dip as the whole entire crypto market, basically most of the crypto markets have been waiting for. You know, then we can move forward with this short bull run that's going to occur, in my opinion. So that is all that I have for today, and I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.